Okay, so this is officially the first Instagram Live I've done. I had to chat GPT what the heck this even was. And it basically said it's a longer reel, which I thought was really cool. And so I'm just going to keep dropping in some value bombs in here, things I'm learning in the moment. And so we're on day 3 of 4 of an accountability group with mortgage brokers in the morning. And so a lot of cool things are happening in that group. There's a lot of aha moments. So the group we're running in the morning is how to build a marketing plan. And so we went around the room today and we said, hey, what are the aha moments you've had so far? And a lot of these that we're having, we're doing things so backwards right now. We are, so many of us. And a lot of it's, I've put the information out there. I've said, hey, this is the way you should go and prospect referral partners. This is the way you should prospect. And it's the old school way of doing things. And so a couple of the aha moments we had was, one mortgage agent said, I feel like I've been doing it backwards. I need to build a direct to consumer model. And I think a lot of us just skirt over that. We miss that direct to consumer. We've been relying on this so-called referral based business for so long. But if you think about it, you just have such little control in a referral based business. And a lot of us have been smacked in the face coming out of 2021, 2022, where you've realized that. And so if you are relying on referral partners, i.e. realtors, to send you business, so many things have to happen so perfect for that to work, especially if you're starting from scratch and trying to get realtors who don't know you, or even accountants and FAs, people who just don't know your name, and you're trying to get them to, you're building trust up with them, trying to get them to like and love you. It's going to take you months and months of time, back and forth, weekly, daily, just staying in front of them, public service announcements. And then even if you get it right, they have to like, love, and trust you. And then they have to refer you. And then those clients they refer you have to want to use you. Just because the referral partner sends them to you doesn't mean they're actually going to use you. So then you're up against the bank, other brokers, discount brokerages, the peanut gallery. And so if you took that time and energy away from prospecting referral partners and put that time and energy towards you building your own personal brand on social, geared towards your avatar, so you have to understand who your avatar is, you're much better, you're well off. You're way more well off. You're not relying on someone else. You grab control back in your business. You need to take control. A lot of us are just sitting there reacting, waiting for business to come to us, and we're complaining that the market's down, interest rates are high, my partners aren't busy, they're not doing any business. Like, you're relying on them to be good business owners, for their clients to like them. Like, there's just so many things that have to, like, check boxes that have to be ticked, like check, yes, yes, yes. And it's backwards. And the old school way was cold call realtors, get them onto a Zoom call or get them onto a call, explain your value add, and you should have all these deals. It does not work that way. And when it does, it took you a lot of time and effort to get there. You need to find the qualified realtors. And do they even have business right now? So a lot of you are suffering because you have a referral-based business and no direct-to-consumer business. And so the emphasis of this accountability group we're doing in the morning, a couple mortgage brokers made this aha moment. It was, wow, you're right, I need to go direct-to-consumer. So in the time allotted that you could have been building up and prospecting and all those back and forth with realtors to send you clients that might not even work with you, you could have put out 20, 30, 40 reels across 4 platforms, dialed into your avatar of the people you want to serve. If you want refinances and no purchases, you can figure out that your avatar is homeowners who have debt equity sitting in their home and want to improve their quality of life or cash flow right now. And you're going to show them how to do that. So that becomes the videos you're making. And that's just over and over again. Now, 30 days later, you're only as good as your last prospecting effort if you're out there prospecting and relying on that. But if you have 30 days of continuous videos every day across 3 platforms, and you're making stories and you're creating engagement, people are watching your stuff. And then you go, if you want to do prospecting, you go and open the people who are looking at your stuff. You can see who's watching your videos. You can see who's liking your videos. You can see who's commenting. You engage with them, and then you come in with an open. So that was I've made a big shift on this. I was always about building a referral-based business. But then you're left sitting here going, what do I have, right? If you've got 100 videos on your Instagram, right, social's not going away. But if all you're doing is crushing out, hammering the phone and calling people, sending DMs or texts, you're only as good as the last one. You have nothing else to show for it. Because when you stop, the business stops. I'd rather go build the brand online, much like you've probably seen me doing. I'm trying to do it a lot, that indoctrinates people and brings value to people while I sleep. You know, if I just spend 1 hour a day on social pumping stuff out, I know that compounds over time. So anyways, it was pretty interesting that we had that. If you have, sorry, first time using this, so if you have questions or anything, throw them down below. The other aha moment we had in the accountability group this morning, there was a bunch of them, and so I'm trying to summarize them for you while they're top of mind. The other one was people realizing that the energy you put out there on your social is going to bring back that type of energy. So if you're going wide with a net, you're going from, hey, I teach about, I can solve every problem. I have access to 30 lenders. Come in and I'll help you out. Did the bank say no? I got you. Do you have bad credit? Don't worry, we'll coach it up. Do you have, like, if you've got all these solutions and you're a solution-based broker, then just be prepared, because when those solutions come in, you have to deal with them. And then you have to decide if that's, in a lot of times, you don't want to deal with 9 out of 10 of them. But you feel like this pressure of putting yourself out there on social because people are telling you to, and you should, but you're putting stuff out that you're not really passionate about, and it's bringing in the wrong people. And so that was a big aha moment for one of the brokers today. And she was like, wow, I've seen the light. So what you're saying, Ryan, is if I only want refinances and I want provable income, good credit, and I want people with children, own a home, and I'm going to restructure debt, and I'm going to improve their cash flow. If that's all I want, then that's all I should talk about. Yeah. Don't talk about the other stuff. And you have endless things to show in that. And you can use ChatGPT for all that. But yeah, that's all you put out there. And then you can weave in your own personal stuff and your personality. And if you want to share family, or you want to share your thoughts and thoughts of the day, like, it can be other stuff. But mortgage content wise, don't put that out there. And I'll tell you this, I watch a lot of content of mortgage brokers. My feed is inundated with it. It's that way on purpose. And I see a lot of bad content. And simplest thing I can boil it down to is, it's not because they're just not good on camera. It's when you talk to someone, it's like you're sitting there and you meet them at a dinner party, and when you hit a chord and you find a connection to go deeper with someone, you can see them like perk up a bit. They're a little more excited. There's inflection in their voice. They're like, and you're like, okay, so this person's passionate about what we're talking about. And so it feeds into what you're feeling too. Well, the same thing goes with social. If I'm sitting there having the same boring conversations with people at the dinner party, and I'm talking about, so what house do you live in? How do you like the neighborhood? I don't care. That doesn't, let's get to it. And so a question someone asked me at one of those parties was, what are you most excited about right now? And I was like, oh, that's a great question. I was like, that's not. And then I thought about it. And then I answered, and then we had a really good, deep conversation. Think of it the same way with your content. A lot of the content is out there, and you're putting out stuff. I can see who's joining her. And you're putting out stuff that you're not passionate about. And I can feel it. I'm just telling you, I can see what you're doing. And a lot of you I know, and I know you're better than what you're putting yourself out there. And it's because you're talking about stuff you truly, really just don't care about, but you feel like you have to because you've been told, or that's what you think you should do. So the challenge is, and we're learning this live time, the challenge is to figure out what makes you tick as a mortgage broker, right? It can be solving problems. There's nothing wrong with that. It could be just picking one strategy and talking about it over and over again. But what makes you tick as a mortgage broker? Because that's going to allow you to bring that personality out. And it's not going to feel like a job to go on social media. Now, when I turn on the camera, it doesn't feel like work, because I'm always talking about things that I'm extremely passionate about. And that was a shift I had to make, because I was going through the 5 mistakes mortgage brokers make, and through like the typical stuff. And half of it, I was like, it doesn't feel right. I I don't care enough about that topic. Like, hey, what's the best CRM to use? I honestly don't care. I'm not going to argue you. I think you don't need a CRM to some degree. I think there's ways around that to build more efficient ones, but I don't want to talk about that. It's not something that gets me excited. So I've just stopped making content about that. So every piece of content you see me make, it's something that I truly I'm very passionate about, to reuse that word again. So that was the other aha moment. We had another aha moment, and I'll share one more, and then that's it. I'm just recapping the aha moments we had from our accountability group in the morning. We're on day 3 of 4. Tomorrow we're going to be going through finalizing personal marketing plans for everybody. And everyone just now identified their avatar, and it's hilarious because we went through each person, gave each person airtime today. We figured out who the person is, the problem they're solving, and the outcome they're having, and then we're going to build their whole plan around just finding more of those people. And it's crazy. It's not crazy because I knew this was coming, but a lot of the brokers show up, they're extremely confused. They're just listening to a lot of different messages everywhere around them. And the answer is just in front of you. And this is the question I'd ask you. If you woke up Monday morning, you had 6 book calls in your calendar, what would you want those calls to be, right? Is it inquiries because the bank said no? Is it commercial? Is it random? Like, be as detailed as you can come up with. I want people who they've got jobs, they are working 2 jobs, they have 2 kids, they're just making ends meet, they thought they'd be further along, they were looking for someone that they value advice from, that can plan something for them, that they've got equity in their home, they're not throwing a lot of money in investments and they know they should, they're not setting their kids up later on but they really want to and they feel bad about it. Like, if you can get it that dialed in, now you can take that and you can go have content scripts built for you that you then just have to execute on. You go to ChatGPT for that. And so when we came to that realization, people were like, wow, like, you're right, I get to choose who comes into the restaurant, who comes into the nightclub. You're the bouncer. You get to choose. Just because someone has a mortgage problem or a question doesn't mean you have to do it. And so that was a big aha, because we had a lot of people pleasers in the group, a lot of mortgage brokers who are people pleasers, myself included, and I've had to work on that muscle. I want to help everybody. You just can't. You can't. So that was another aha moment. There you go. So those are 3 aha moments. Let me just check if there are any questions. No questions. Okay. Well, this is my first live, so I've never done this before. I'll probably do this again. I didn't even get into the topic about prospecting like it's 2015. I'll probably do another one like that. So I apologize if you came there for that topic, but I feel there was value there. Okay. That's it. Don't know what this is really. I'll try and do these every couple days, I guess, but that's it. Instagram Live. Peace out. How do I end this thing?